Hey, this is Cassie, and you're watching Blue Blood Sports TV.
Shout out to Blue Blood Sports TV.
You're watching Blue Blood Sports TV.
Shout outs to Blue Blood Sports TV.
You're watching Blue Blood Sports TV. Hola, habla Cindy, está viendo Deportes TV.
What's good, YouTube? It's your boy, Blue Blood Sports TV, back at y'all with another one. So I want to talk about this man. Former unified British heavyweight champion Anthony Joshua continues to feel himself. It seems like he's just coming out of his cocoon and he's spewing this false sense of confidence, because I don't truly believe that it's truly confidence. Now he's stating that 10 out of 10 times he would beat Andy Ruiz Jr., current Mexican unified heavyweight champion, who defeated him June 1st by knocking him down 4 times and ultimately stopping him. And now he's making up every excuse in the world. He went for it. He said the meat wasn't right, but he went for it because he heard the crowd booing. He then said that the referee, he believed, didn't have his gum shield in, meaning his mouthpiece. That's how they describe it in the UK, his gum shield. And then he waved it off. You got to give me a chance to prove that I still want to fight. The referee didn't do that. Then he stated that his mind was on undefeated WBC American heavyweight champion Deontay the Bronze Bomber Wilder, and an undisputed bout between him and Wilder, and also a mega showdown between himself and his countryman, undefeated British lineal heavyweight champion Tyson the Gypsy King Fury. So it seems like Anthony Joshua's mind was all over the place. As still today, he can't come up with a legit, solid reason for why he lost the fight. And it seemed like he's grasping for straws. It's Wilder's situation. The Fury fight was on his mind. Undisputed was on his mind. Coming to the States was on his mind. Andy Ruiz, he just wasn't motivated to, as he stated, he wasn't motivated to fight Andy Ruiz. He didn't want to be in the ring with Andy Ruiz. And now he's found his newfound motivation to defeat Andy Ruiz Jr. But he also is adding pieces to his puzzle, meaning adding pieces to his team, because he stated that he needs as many boxing minds around him, in and around his circle, as possible to defeat Andy Ruiz Jr. in the rematch. He also stated that he needs the UK fans to give him the necessary edge he needs to defeat Andy Ruiz Jr. But in the same token, he says that if he fought Andy Ruiz Jr. in his hometown of Mexico, in Tijuana, Mexico, he would whoop Andy Ruiz with Andy Ruiz's uncle being the referee. And none of that would come into play. It wouldn't matter because he would just whoop him. Now he's stating that 9 out of 10 times he beats Andy Ruiz if you just look at their physical appearance and you put them in a capsule. 9 times out of 10, you figure he's supposed to beat Andy Ruiz, and 9 times out of 10, he says he would beat Andy Ruiz. So this was the 1 time out of 10 that Andy Ruiz got lucky and upset him. Anthony Joshua does not realize that he's adding more and more pressure to himself by continuously to come out and talk and state these things and put this bullseye on his back, because now you're going to have to back up everything you said. So any sense of adversity in the fight between himself and Andy Ruiz Jr. in this rematch, seeming like it's going to be December 7th in Saudi Arabia. Any sense of adversity, you best believe Anthony Joshua is going to reach back and think about June 1st. And then he's going to think back, and everything he's saying right now is going to play in his head, and it's going to play against him, because he's going to be saying to himself, I'm the better fighter. Why am I losing? Why am I getting hurt? Why am I not beating him to the punch? I don't know how it's going to play out. I'm just assuming. Right? If he was to get dropped in a fight, he's going to wonder why. Right? Then he's going to start to question himself. If he can't get to Andy Ruiz. But see, because we're failing to realize in this entire situation, he's failing to mention, he's failing to realize. And anybody who interviewed with him failing to ask him this. Andy Ruiz Jr. wasn't prepared either. If you want to be technical, he took the fight on short notice. He wasn't the original opponent. That would have come in the form of Jarrell Big Baby Miller. Andy Ruiz Jr. took this fight on a 5-week short notice. He didn't have a full training camp to prepare for Anthony Joshua. He was a massive underdog. A massive, massive underdog. Nobody thought that he was going, not too many people I know that thought that he was going to win this fight. I know 2 people in my circle, and that was my brother Fred from Barbershop Conversations and my brother Black Fight Fan TV, KO. Those are the only 2 I knew on the surface that picked Andy Ruiz Jr. to beat Anthony Joshua. So think about all the boxing knowledge and all the boxing minds and boxing pundits and fans and everything that I encounter, everybody that I encounter. They didn't pick Andy Ruiz. He was a massive underdog. I myself didn't pick Andy Ruiz. So for Andy Ruiz to do what he did says something. And he didn't hit him with a 1-punch, and it wasn't a 1-punch knockout. He got lucky like Hasim Rahman did with Lennox Lewis. No, this was a case of he was beating Anthony Joshua to the punch. He was faster. He had better quick twitch muscles. His ring IQ. Anthony Joshua said something else that didn't make any sense. He said that he realized in the fight from the opening bell that Andy Ruiz Jr. foot speed was too slow for him. I'll repeat that for you because I know you're going to say I didn't hear that correctly. Anthony Joshua said he knew from the very opening bell that Andy Ruiz's foot speed was too slow for him. He couldn't keep up with his foot speed. Now, if you go back, anybody goes back and watch the fight, is you're going to be hard pressed to find anybody that says Andy Ruiz was having trouble keeping up with Anthony Joshua and his foot speed. Right? Because that wasn't the case at all. He was cutting the ring off beautiful. He was right in front of Anthony Joshua all night. So why is Anthony Joshua stating that his foot speed was too much for Andy Ruiz Jr.? Sounds outrageous, doesn't it? Sounds like he's grabbing for straws, doesn't it? Because he is. He does not understand the reason why he lost this fight. Again, I'm going to say it to you again. Anthony Joshua does not understand why he lost this fight. He can't come to grips to why he lost this fight. He looks at Andy Ruiz Jr., he looks at himself in the mirror, and he says, how did I lose this fight? That's what he's saying. How did I lose this fight? And so now he's reaching for anything to prove. He says this. He says that after the first knockdown, he was on autopilot, so he don't remember anything that happened in the fight. But the funny part is, as he's doing his interview, and as he's sitting down, and the more interviews and the more comments and the more quotes he put out there, he states that everything, he understood exactly what was going on, but he said he was on autopilot. He didn't, at one point he said he don't remember. And the second point, he'll tell you everything that's going on. Now, is he telling you this because he rewatched the fight? Or is he telling you this because he was in the fight and he remembers what was taking place? He just had no answers for what was going on. That sounds more like it, doesn't it? Because he continues to say, well, I was on autopilot. But then he'll break down every little thing. Now, I'm sure he rewatched the fight. I'm sure he broke down the fight. But it's clear that he understood what was going on in the fight. He just couldn't react. Period. And he continues to come up with all these excuses and putting his bullseye on his back. Because when it all boils down in the rematch and the slightest bit of adversity takes place in that fight, he's going to fold. Because he's going to start to question himself as to why he can't beat Andy Ruiz Jr. And some fighters just have other fighters' number. And he don't understand that that's the case in this situation. And I can't wait for this rematch to come to fruition. I can't wait. But that's all I got for y'all, man. Y'all already know what it is. It's your boy Blue Blood Sports TV. Hey, like, comment, and subscribe. If you haven't subscribed, hit the subscribe button, hit the like button, hit the bell icon to get all the new notifications. Follow me on Instagram at Blood Sports TV, all one word. Y'all already know what it is. Shouts out to the entire LDBC. Shouts out to New Media. Shouts out to Black Media Row. Make sure you like and share these videos. That's all I got for y'all. Anthony Joshua says 9 out of 10 times he beats Andy Ruiz Jr. He just got that 1 time out of 10 and got lucky. That's all I got for y'all. Peace.
Blue Blood Sport TV, baby, from the